Okay, let's talk about vRealize suite. In this section, I'm going to do a quick overview of VRO VRA, review typical VRO integrations, and present the plugins we offer for Dell EMC storage. What is VRO? VRO essentially is vRealize Orchestrator that allows automation of infrastructure modules or infrastructure systems, it's like storage, for example. So we develop so-called VRO plugins that integrate within VRO framework. Stitched together, they can produce complicated or complex workflows. VRO is it has integration with vSphere. So that means we can not only provision storage workflows, but we can also stitch data store provisioning along with Dell EMC storage workflows. We can easily integrate with other tools, such as vRealize automation. That's another integration that comes in box with VRO. And VRO is, as I said, very popular tool, has tons of...
Sorry, why not Terraform? You're looking at day zero operations, right? You're looking at bare metal. You want to like start from scratch, no?
Terraform is different to day zero operations, or as we call it.
Your definition of day zero is different to his definition of day
zero. In our case, day zero is automation, factory automation. Day one is new system provisioning in the data center. So somebody brings a new Isilon, they need to plug it in. That'll be day one. So day two operation will be creating NFS SMB shares on the Isilon. So, but
day 0.0.
0.1.
But nevertheless, I suppose you mean day one operations, provisioning storage array in the data center, correct? VRO may not be the best use for this particular use case or this automation. There might be some better tools such as PowerShell or Ansible. VRO is very good in automating in the virtual environments when those will be day two operations. We need to create new LUNs, provision new data stores, especially when you want to integrate hardware systems with the virtualization, with the hypervisor, with the vSphere. So for those use cases, it's excellent. And a matter of fact, the VRO UI-based builder, workflow builder, is very popular among Windows users who are not used to the APIs and scripting and things like that. Nevertheless, we discovered that VRO is among one of the most popular tools, automation and frameworks in the industry. Terraform, we hear a lot about Terraform. It is out there. Terraform usually being used for provisioning larger like data center operations or cloud operations. We're not seeing much of Terraform being used provisioning data stores or storage arrays for that matter.
Is that talking from a Dell Technologies perspective, or is that talking from, because it's what you get from your customers probably. It's not what's in the real world.
Well, we're not hating on VRO.
No.
It could be possible. It could be possible. There's overhead to make it happen, and there's learning curve.
Right.
And it's like, again, what I'm saying day zero is depending on what's available in the foundation for you to start deploying, and at what point do you interject code to make your infrastructure happen? Are you using code to start infrastructure, or code to extend your infrastructure, or to reprovision? You know, there's many use cases, right?
Yeah. And I'm in agreement with you. We are planning to support or to develop Terraform plugins in so-called Wave 2 automation roadmap, which is coming up probably later this year, maybe 2021. From the interviews of the customers that we talked to, Terraform is primarily used for provisioning applications. And again, that doesn't mean that there is no place for automating storage within Terraform. We working with Terraform, we're exploring the use cases and automation workflows. How can we do this effectively? That's being considered, being investigated.
Okay, like if I did, when I presented last year at Dell Tech World, I actually had a customer who did a very interesting thing and shows, again, one of those anything's possible. What he did was he actually used the Jenkins workflow to call out to the Red Hat satellite server and install the OS and provision everything. So it's just, again, what skills are in your environment and
Tool belt.
yeah, that's it. Like it's not everything's a hammer, but sometimes you can just use a hammer. And that's so.
All right. So last but not least, again, vRo has inbuilt vRealize integration with vRealize automation, which provides self-service catalog, quotas, and roles perfectly suited for multi-tenant, multi-site environments. So let's take a quick look at the vRo UI-based builder. So without any programming skills, I can take a workflow element, drag and drop it on the canvas, add some decision module to it. It's written by myself, or it's ready out of the shelf, and have this simple workflow delivered. No programming skills whatsoever. Right? Nice, easy, UI-driven workflow builder.
I'm sorry, who did you say you thought would be using this? Like a VI admin?
Yeah.
This is being used by storage people.
Yeah,
It
VMware.
depends on the organization. But typically, VMware tools are maintained by a VMware admin. And in the organizations where borders across the teams are eroding, teams work together, we're seeing storage admins using those tools as well. I know of large financial institution where the storage admin is creating workflows to using this specific builder.
I think in a lot of cases as well, the VM admin is the storage admin as well. So smaller shops they're doing a lot. Hence the need to automate.
Larger shops too. Larger shops also have VM admin performing storage operations and vice versa. This is vRealize automation, self-service catalog. A nice way to expose IT services.
I'm not familiar with vRealize Orchestrator, but so all the pieces, all the components that you were moving from the left to the right,
Yep.
are these pieces of code?
Those are the workflow elements that will be produced by.
But if I open one of these, what's inside? Can I double click?
For example, yes,
Can you modify them?
click, and the example would be create a LUN or create a storage group.
Is it a piece of code, or is it?
Yeah, it's basically like it is compiled code. The modules are packaged up, so they're not dropped out in the same.
So this is provided by you.
Yeah, it is. So we'll, but under the covers, they're just making REST calls to our arrays and then doing the.
So I just need to configure all these small pieces.
Yeah.
Like scratch.
Or there's I think out of the box stuff.
Yeah.
Pieces. Right.
You install the plugin that comes from Dell EMC for PowerMax, and you get the list of workflow elements.
So this runs in vCenter, right?
This is a workflow builder that comes with vRo. It does integrate with vCenter, but it's a separate tool.
Oh,
Yeah. So it's an add-on to vCenter, and it then talks.
You get
to
it with vCenter.
Yeah,
It's
free.
free if you use vCenter. but
Exactly.
it's,
Yeah.
It's free if you use
The thing-
vCenter.
Yeah.
You do your thing.
Okay. So quite simple to use tool, and I'd say sophisticated too, in my opinion. All right, so vRealize automation, is the service catalog. This is advanced tool, so I think this comes as an add-on to the VRO. Let's look at the integration points with VRO.
Sorry,
Yeah.
one step back. Did you say an add-on to VRO?
Add-on to VRO in the sense that, if I'm not mistaken, this requires additional license. So
It's a complete
it's a new.
suite that is provided by VMware. I think VRO is an add-on to VRA. If you look at from that,
You could use VRA to augment your VRO capability.
yeah, okay, you can do that, but it's still
Yeah.
VRA is a complete suite from VMware.
Yeah,
Correct.
the VRA is the suite. VRO is if you've got vCenter, you've got VRO.
Yeah.
So
But you don't have to have VRA to have this workflow builder. VRO comes with vCenter. So you can technically build workflows without VRA. And then if you want, you can buy VRA license, which also includes VRO. All right, so any other questions? Okay. So integration points to VRO. Obviously, vCenter and VRA are there. They also have ServiceNow integration. So this is off-the-shelf integration available on VMware Marketplace, and it's a two-way integration. So ServiceNow also can get the data from VRO, and both vCenter.
Is that showing? Is that a server or is that a storage
This is
array?
Dell EMC Storage Array.
Okay.
So it's all storage talks to VRO through the APIs. At Dell EMC, we look at VRO, we divide the VRO workflows in three categories. The basic workflows would be something like create LUN, or manage a piece of array capability. Examples would be get host information, create storage group, or create volume. Then there are composite workflows, which will have some validation and do-it-yourself workflows. You take what we provide and create your own workflows. What do we have for VRO portfolio? We cover PowerMax storage arrays. We have Dell EMC Unity support, as well as Extreme.io. So today we support so-called, again, day two operations, data store provisioning, and data store management. So this is the list of capabilities we have for PowerMax VRO plugin. We have three categories that this plugin enables. Essentially, we provide automated workflows. We provide inventory discovery and a list of actions that can be performed against the PowerMax storage objects. Similar to PowerMax, we have a VRO plugin for Dell EMC Unity. And both plugins are available on VMware Marketplace. They are free to use and fully supported by Dell EMC.